Way up to Angela, but I call her Yee. Way up.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and it's Friday. Today is my favorite day of the week. It's a Friday, even though I feel like it's work all weekend. Last week we were at the Roots picnic. It's fun work though, so I can't complain about it. So I'm Angela Yee. I'm here by myself today on Way Up with Angela Yee. One thing I've been following a lot right now is Donald Trump. There's going to be so many movies and so many books, and there already are, but when this is all said and done, this history of Donald Trump and everything that he's done, things that he's gotten away with, I'm very curious to see if he's still going to be able to run for president, given all of this. And I know there's some diehard Trump supporters out there that no matter what you say, you're going to say, well, Biden this, and how come Democrats that? But let's keep it focused, all right? Another historic indictment for Donald Trump. In case you don't know, if you haven't been following the news, which I tell people you definitely should do, there's going to be an appearance for Donald Trump. He's going to be in court next week. And so they're already figuring out how they're going to have security preparations for that. So that should be interesting. But they're saying he can still run for president while being indicted. So that'll be really interesting. They said nothing stops him while indicted or even convicted. So it might be some laws we got to look at. But it is a Friday, so let's have some fun. One thing we haven't discussed, which I can't believe that no one in here brought up, it is also Caribbean Heritage Month in June. All right. So we have our guy, Navy. He's Jamaican. This morning he said he talks very fast because he's Jamaican. And Dan, who is our producer, does not understand because he's white. You got to slow it down. But it is Caribbean Heritage Month. That actually started in 2004 by Congresswoman Barbara Lee, and it was made official in 2006 when George Bush, who was president at the time, signed the proclamation. So June is National Caribbean American Month. So shout out to all my Caribbean people out there. All right, let's get the show started the way we know how. Sheree Whitfield is going to be joining us from Real Housewives of Atlanta. First of all, y'all, we posted that she was going to be here today, and she's been wanting to come on the show. She bought me some She by Shereè, from my understanding. I saw the video. So she has a really cute duffel bag. I can't wait to see what's inside of that. So Sheree Whitfield will be joining us. Also, shine a light on them. Every single morning, we start the show with y'all shining a light. 800-292-5150 is the number. Let's start it with some positivity on a Friday. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
I'ma shine. I'ma shine.
Turn your lights on, y'all.
Turn your lights on.
Spreading love to those who are doing greatness.
Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them.
It's time to shine a light on them.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and it's time to shine a light on them. And I want to shine a light. You know, the reason we do this segment is when people do positive things or people can affect your day in a positive way. And we need to acknowledge that. I know sometimes things can be really tough. We can be down on ourselves. We can be like, oh, I don't feel like doing this. I don't feel like doing that. But somebody you can just run into and it can brighten your whole day. Well, I want to shout out Beatrice Cooking Vibes. I ran into her in the city yesterday. She came up to me and she was so excited. And I think that's really sweet, right? And we took a picture together. I posted it on my stories. But just her whole energy. And then she was on her way to iHeart. Anyway, so that was really dope. She's an influencer. So shout out to you. It really made my day to run into somebody that had great energy and had positive things to say. You know, sometimes that can really lift you up because you don't know what people are going through. But who do you guys want to shine a light on? 800-292-5150. Mike, who you want to shine a light on?
I want to shine a light on my daughter, Mercedes Russell. So she's been working so hard in school. She got a 2-year degree. Went back and got a 4-year degree in RN, and now she graduated as a nurse practitioner.
Wow, okay, you must be so proud.
I'm so proud of her. I want her to know that I'm proud. I love her, and I just want her to continue to do great things and let her know that I'm really proud of her.
Must be such a good feeling when your daughter's all grown up and doing big things.
She did do things. She don't have no kids. She's got 30 birthday coming up, and she has no kids. She's doing her own thing.
All right, well, congratulations to you and to her.
All right, thank y'all.
Thank you. Alexia, who do you want to shine a light on?
Hi, I wanted to shine a light on my girlfriend.
Okay.
Her name's Natalie.
Natalie.
Yes. So I just wanted to give her props. She's a single mom. She works hard. She literally is a traveling nurse, and she takes care of home. And I just wanted to show her that I appreciate all the hard work she does. Regardless if I work, I still love a woman that, takes care of base and, doesn't need anybody to take care of business. And I just wanted to appreciate her for that and show her some love for that because,
She's a traveling nurse.
deserved.
That's a lot of work, but it also pays well, right?
Oh yeah, well, I'm not sure. I don't really pay attention to her money. I try to, and some of the things she goes through, in general, sometimes with losing patients, sometimes dealing with patients with dementia.
Right.
Like it's a tough job, and still being when you get done that, coming home, taking care of her son, Liam. So I just want to shout her out and tell her I admire how hard she works, and really there's no quitting on anything when you can see a single mom bust her butt like that. So,
All right.
it's very encouraging.
Shout out to both of you and your relationship and appreciating your significant other.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, that was Shine a Light on them. 800-292-5150. Just in case you couldn't get through, you can always leave a message. And when we come back, we have your Yeetie, the 2023 BET Awards full list of nominees. Let's discuss. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Way up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee, like they Angela Yee.
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T.
Way up.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and we are talking about Yeetie. Let's discuss the 2023 BET Awards. They have released a full list of nominees. Now, from what I hear behind the scenes, they were trying to figure out how to do this in person, what they were going to do. Was it going to be more virtual just because of the writer's strike and everything going on? But apparently it's on and popping. It's going to be Sunday, June 25th, and it'll also have the 50th anniversary for hip-hop. All right, so for Album of the Year, listen to this, y'all. Glorilla, Anyway, Life's Great. Chris Brown, Breezy. DJ Khaled, God Did. Drake and 21 Savage, Her Loss. Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Beyonce, Renaissance, and SZA, SOS. That's a tough category right there. All right, so I want y'all to weigh in, but in the room, out of those, what is Album of the Year? Now, Dan's our producer. He has a very eclectic type of taste. I already know what you're going to say.
I mean, I listen to Her Loss the most by Drake and 21, but Kendrick's my favorite artist.
I knew
but
it.
Honestly, I think SZA.
I was thinking SZA too, SOS.
Yeah.
And I might be a little biased because I did go to her concert, her tour, when she was at the Garden. It was amazing. But, and the Beehive doesn't play either. But I do feel like SOS.
This is her year.
Yeah, it's her year. And she broke all kinds of records with that album. All right, now, let's move on to Best Female Hip Hop Artist. The women are killing it, I feel like, more than ever. So, in that category, Cardi B, Coi Leray, Glorilla, Ice Spice, Lotto, Megan Thee Stallion, and Nicki Minaj. That's a tough one right there. I don't know who
do you
I
got?
would say. All right, so Navy, our board up, he says Ice Spice for Best Female Hip Hop Artist. What do you think, Dan?
I think I'd have to agree. For this year?
For this year?
Yeah, because overall, I mean, obviously, like, Nicki and Cardi are the biggest, but...
Yeah, I feel like Megan Thee Stallion has been laying low this year.
Quiet,
yeah, she's been kind of quiet this year. Nicki Minaj has done some amazing features. Cardi B too, but we're waiting for both of them to put out albums. Right? Glorilla had a big year.
So did Lotto, though.
And Coi Leray, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's a tough one.
Yeah, they all dominated TikTok.
All right, and then lastly, I'm going to ask y'all about this one. Best Male Hip Hop Artist. All right, 21 Savage, Drake, Future, J. Cole, Jack Harlow, Kendrick Lamar, and Lil Baby.
Who do you pick?
For this one, it's tough. Man, it's kind of a tough one. I'm such a Kendrick Lamar fan. Also, I feel like J. Cole, I feel like Drake always wins. Like in categories like
music?
this. And Drake, by the way, just so you guys know, has the most nominations. He has 7 nominations for Album of the Year, Best Male R&B Pop Artist, Best Male Hip Hop Artist, so on and so forth. So he has the most nominations. You said, did he put out, Her Loss?
Yeah, Her Loss. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to say, but Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers was a big album, but J. Cole, too, I don't know.
It's probably Drake.
You think Drake?
I would put my money on Drake.
You would?
Yeah.
I might say Kendrick. What are you saying, Navy? He wants to weigh in so bad. You say 21 Savage?
Yeah.
Okay.
My bias would say 21,
All right.
personally, but
But you wouldn't be mad about any one of those winning, right?
no, because even like Jack Harlow's album was great.
Oh. Well, I don't think he was nominated. Was he?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, he was.
he's on here.
Yeah, he's nominated too. Okay. All right. Well, shout out to everybody who was nominated. Again, you can watch the BET Awards Sunday, June 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern. All right. And by the way, this was an interesting story that I saw. Khalees and Bill Murray are rumored to be dating. And Twitter was going crazy over this. Now, according to reports, and this is in The Sun, a source alleges that the two met in the U.S. and been getting close for a while. Bill Murray has reportedly attended multiple Khalees concerts and has been seen with her at a hotel. And whatever it is that brought them together, and however unlikely it seems, they're both single and are having fun despite their fairly big age gap. So Khalees lost her husband to cancer at the age of 37 last year. And she is 43 years old, and Bill Murray is 72. All right, interesting story. I did meet Bill Murray before, and we did do some shots of sake as well. He was in a movie that Jim Jarmusch directed. It was called Coffee and Cigarettes. And so he was with Jizza in that movie, and RZA was in that too. And so that day I was on set with them, and he was very fun and very cool to hang out with.
Where was this?
This was in New York.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so Coffee and Cigarettes, Jim Jarmusch did that movie. So we were with him that day, and he had a new assistant with him and he just is like a naturally funny random person. So I could see maybe they're having a good time together, but Twitter is going crazy over this. All right, well, that was your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have About Last Night. And I had a time last night. Y'all know I don't be going outside like that, but I was outside last night, and I'll tell you what I did. I actually met Bobby Flay last night. All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee.
So, about last night.
Last night.
Here's how it went down.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and it is time for About Last Night. So last night, I had every intention of just taking a break because I've been out every single night, and the air quality is not that great, but I ended up going out. Now, where did I go? Well, apparently, and I'm sure a lot of people know this, but Charles Oakley is a great cook, and he had an event yesterday where he was cooking for everybody. And from my understanding, the building that we were in was owned by Channing Tatum. And they rent it out like for events, or he lets people just kind of use it. It's a beautiful space, right? And so I went downtown Manhattan. I went to this event where Charles Oakley was cooking. And by the way, an amazing cook. And this is something he's been doing for a while. I remember literally almost about 15, 16 years ago, he was actually going to do a cooking show where he would cook for friends, and they actually had called me up about it too to participate, but I guess I don't know what ended up happening, but he definitely needs to do that. So I walk in, there's a bar on the first floor, then you go up another floor, and Charles Oakley is literally in the kitchen cooking. I posted a little bit of video on my Instagram story. Now, the problem I had was this. I've been saying that I'm going to start this detox for like 3 months. So yesterday I started it for real. Right? Yesterday, I really was like, okay, I'm not going to do any carbs. I'm not doing bread. I'm not doing rice. I'm going to not do any candy because that's really hard for me not to eat candy. And I broke it already because I went there and I started off good. I was like, I had some green beans. I had a salad, and then I had a mocktail. But then it just got too fun. And I was like, man, everybody kept being like, you sure you don't want? And then the mocktail I had was a little sweet. And I'm like, I need some tequila to like even out the sweetness. And then next thing I know, I'm doing shots of tequila, and I had a piece of fried chicken. But it was really good. So shout out to everybody that was there last night. Bobby Flay was there. And we were actually, when I was in Yellow Springs, Ohio for Memorial Weekend, we were binge watching Bobby Flay's cooking. So it was amazing to watch him there. And Vinny, Uncle Vin Rock from Naughty by Nature, he was there too. He asked Bobby Flay, how do you stay so in shape and so slim with all that food that you eat all the time? And he said he just works out nonstop all the time. So Dan, our producer, I know you would have loved to be there because you consider yourself a lightweight chef.
I love food. I love to cook. Mm-hmm. If I was not a producer, I definitely would be a chef.
Okay. Well, Charles Oakley, I'm pretty sure, can probably cook better than you. So he had potatoes, he had salmon.
I don't know about that.
And then they had this, some type of cornbread pudding. It was pretty good. And so I did it all. And so I'm going to start the detox today.
Was there anything you cooked that you didn't eat?
Yeah, I don't eat seafood, so I don't eat salmon.
You're a picky eater.
Yeah, and I'm not the biggest on potatoes. I can eat potatoes, but it's not like my favorite thing to do. So if there's other options, I won't do it. But so I didn't do that. But the green beans, I love green beans. It's one of my favorite things, but they got to be like kind of crunchy. I don't like soggy ones. And so did that. John Starks was there. Also, Jamie Hector, he owns he founded Moving Mountains, but you know Jamie Hector is Marlo and from Bosch. So he was there also, and I'm actually hosting his nonprofit event that's going to be on Tuesday, and they're honoring John Stark, so I'll be there. And they were there yesterday as well. And what I liked about this event was it was no cameras, no press. It was just come as you are, enjoy yourself, network, and chill. And that's exactly what it was.
Did he have like a custom countertop that was extra tall? Because he's like, what,
No, he
6
did
foot
not.
10,
He
6 foot
did
11?
look very tall over the countertop. Yeah. But he was for real. When I tell you for real cooking, he was in the kitchen the whole entire time. Like till the end of it. And the food, every time he put it out, especially the fried chicken, it was gone like that.
Was the food prepped already? Or did he chop it?
He did it all.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he was
Cool.
seasoning everything.
Yeah.
He did have a sous chef there with him.
Yeah.
So, that was cool because it was too many people but it was cool. So anyway, that was my last night. That was really fun. I enjoyed myself. So thank you guys for that. It is Way Up with Angela Yee. And when we come back, let's switch it up a little. It's a Friday. Let's get juicy and let's tell us a secret. Y'all be so mad about some of these secrets, but you do lightweight really want to hear them. Remember, we do not judge you on whatever secret you have to tell us. And you are anonymous. So it is truly, truly a secret. People are concerned like, oh, what if somebody recognizes your voice, X, Y, and Z? And I mean, it is what it is. 800-292-5150. Call us up. Tell us the secret. It's a Friday. Make it good. 800-292-5150.
This is a judgment-free zone. Tell us a secret.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and it is time for Tell Us a Secret. Now, on Way Up with Yee, you can see some of the secrets that have been told. The latest one that was posted 2 days ago. This woman is sleeping with her husband's cousin, and the husband is raising the child as his own unknowingly. And people were very angry about that secret that was shared. Just so y'all know, this is a judgment-free zone, though. We give people the space to tell their secrets. They remain anonymous, and we mind our business, all right? So I want to make sure that y'all know that, and you can tell us absolutely anything. 800-292-5150 is a number. Hey, anonymous caller, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. You want to tell us a secret? No judgment.
So, about a year ago, I found out I was pregnant, and I was messing around with a few people at the time, like 4, and I told all of them I was pregnant, and they all paid for a procedure.
Ooh, okay. So 4 different guys. How much did they pay you each?
$600.
All right, so you made $2,400. And did you have any idea who it was, or you just had no idea? Do you feel like you know timing wise?
I know exactly who it was, but hey, they were all in the same 2-month period, so I just told all of them.
And nobody questioned you? Like, are you sure it's mine? Okay.
I'm a good woman, so they didn't think that I was like out there.
But you were single at the time. None of them were your man, right?
Yeah, I was single.
And you were having unprotected sex with everybody?
Over a couple months, yeah, I was.
Did any of them last? Like, are you with any of those guys now, or are you still single?
Well, they're all around, but, I want to be single.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing,
All right,
Anonymous. 2400.
All right, darling.
Hey, Anonymous caller, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. You want to tell us a secret?
Yes, my secret is that I'm pregnant, and I told my friend, my sister, I'm not keeping it, but I'm going to keep it.
Ooh, okay. You are going to keep it. So how are you going to break the news later on when you do keep?
When I'm ready to plan my baby shower.
Wow, you're going to wait till the baby shower?
Yeah, because I live far.
Okay, and do you expect the father to be in the child's life, or what are your plans?
Yeah. He says it's up to me. He doesn't care. He does care. He actually wants it.
Oh, okay, so he wants you to have the baby. So why don't you just tell him?
No, I'm going to tell him. I'm just not going to tell my friends and my family.
Oh, okay. He knows. You're just going to tell him. All right. I mean, look, that's your business, and I understand a lot of people like to keep things under wraps. So as long as you and him are on one accord, all good.
Great.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Are you having any morning sickness or anything?
Yes, I'm very bloated all the time.
Are you showing at all?
But I haven't thrown up, but I just be sick.
Are you showing?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, look, that's your business. So, I wish you a nice, safe journey with your pregnancy and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a beautiful secret.
All right.
All right. Hey, anonymous caller, how are you?
I'm good. Hi.
Hi, you want to tell us a secret?
So my secret is I'm now divorced, but my ex-husband I was with for 6 years. I with his brother.
Ooh, you slept with him after the divorce?
No, during the marriage.
Oh, wow. Sheesh. And how did that even happen?
So we were all drunk at the Super Bowl party, and my husband ended up passing out.
Uh-oh.
And, one thing leads to another when you end up being drunk, and that's when I ended up sleeping with the brother.
Did you ever do it again, or that was the only time?
No, that was the only time.
And so what do you and the brother say when you see each other? Is it awkward, or do y'all still like...
Oh, no, it's awkward. I try to avoid him at all costs because I never told my husband.
Okay. Woo. Yeah, that's the take it to the grave type of secret now. Y'all divorced anyway.
Right.
It's like a porno, though. It happens in porn.
Listen, it was exciting. How do they say it? You picked the wrong one.
Oh, damn. Well, you single now,
Right.
All right. Now, that might be too grimy. All right.
All righty.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that was Tell Us a Secret. Y'all are amazing. And when we come back, we have Yeetie. And let's give you an update on Zion Williamson. We told you about his gender reveal party that he had. And now another woman, Mariah Mills, is saying that was her man. Well, she kept going. We'll tell you some more things that she had to say. She's telling us all a secret. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot.
Let's get it.
Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Come and get the tea.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and it's time for your Yee Tea. Now, this was a very strange story. So, the star from Good Times, America's Dad, John Amos, according to his daughter, Shannon Amos, he was left fighting for his life in the hospital. She also says he's a victim of elder abuse and possible financial crimes. She started a GoFundMe. The goal is $500,000. She said the money will be used for his care, his legal fees, and aftercare as well. And this was horrifying news. I actually saw this yesterday when it broke. Now, according to TMZ, John Amos was admitted because of heart problems to the hospital in Memphis. But his rep says he's doing well. He's in Memphis filming the movie Hillbilly Bible. And John Amos spoke to TMZ as well. He says that what his daughter's saying is a lie. No one is abusing him, and he hasn't been fighting for his life. He said he has no idea why Shannon may have started this GoFundMe. And his rep, Belinda Foster, is saying he's been in the hospital because his lower body was filling with fluid all the way to his abdomen and causing issues with his heart. According to John Amos's rep, doctors have been able to drain all of it, and he's recently starting to feel 100%. All right. Well, Shannon Amos, his daughter, is still saying that's not true. Here's what she said on video.
I see that a TMZ story broke, and unfortunately it says some really like that I made this up, which is not true. And so I would invite TMZ to do some accurate reporting and check with the Colorado Bureau of Investigations to see if there is in fact a real case, because there is, and I am not crazy.
This is a very strange story. Right? Who do you believe? Because it's not like TMZ got this from a source. They spoke to John Amos and to his rep. What do you think, Dan? You're going to give to the GoFundMe?
No, absolutely not. I'll take John's word.
All right. And I want to go back to the BET Awards for a second, because these full list of nominees were unveiled yesterday. And we've been talking, and these are some really great nominations this year. We told you earlier that Drake has been nominated for 7. He has the most nominations for Album of the Year, Best Male R&B Pop Artist, Best Male Hip Hop Artist, and more. I want to see what your guys' thoughts are on those categories, right? As far as Best Male R&B Pop Artist, Blast, Brent Faiyaz, Burna Boy, Chris Brown, Drake, The Weeknd, and Usher. That's a tough category right there.
I'm a Weeknd fan. You know that. I feel like he hasn't put out enough music.
Did you watch The Idol?
No, I haven't.
Well, then you're not a real Weeknd fan. Okay, well, we take that back. I mean, Usher, honestly, his Vegas residency is probably the most popular residency that I've ever, in my lifetime, in my community, seen people wanting to go to.
Does that count towards this award, though?
No.
Okay. So who do you have?
Okay, so I am definitely a Brent Faiyaz fan. I also really like Blast.
Yeah.
A lot, too. That's what I'm saying. This is a tough one. And then Drake, I feel like that's not even fair. He should be in the hip-hop category.
I agree. He should be hip-hop.
As well. That's not fair. I don't know. Like I said, Chris Brown. Like personal preference, I do like Brent Faiyaz. Now, am I thinking he's going to win? No. But if it was up to me. And then best female R&B pop artist, Ari Lennox, Beyonce, Coco Jones, Her, Lizzo, SZA, and Tems.
No contest. You know who it is.
SZA?
Of course.
I know. All right. But those are still some great people to be nominated. Tems had an amazing year
Coco
also.
Jones, too.
Yeah,
Ari
Coco
Lennox.
Jones. Her.
Yeah.
Her
all of them.
An all-time favorite, period.
Whole lineup.
All right, so that's just some things to look forward to for the BET Awards. I feel like these artists have been giving them a lot to work with. All right, now let's get into Aaliyah. She is going to be the subject of an ABC News special called Superstar. It's been 20 years since she passed away. She was only 22 years old at the time, and that was that tragic plane crash. Well, this documentary is also expected to cover her marriage to R. Kelly. That alleged marriage has been the subject of rumors for decades. They both initially denied that Aaliyah had forged paperwork and listed herself as 18 instead of 15 so that the process would be legal, but it did come to light that a former tour manager helped them falsify documents after Aaliyah revealed that she was pregnant. That was in the Surviving R. Kelly documentary. Here is the trailer for this ABC News special, Superstar on Aaliyah.
From the moment I stepped foot on stage, I was like, this is what I want to do. I have to do this. I'm happy doing this.
She was an R. Kelly protege. Here's a marriage certificate. Aaliyah and R. Kelly. What?
Her age was a lie. She was listed at 18 when she was 15 or 16.
He was 27, which is ridiculous.
She became almost tarnished by the fact that she was preyed upon by a much older man.
The 22-year-old singer Aaliyah died last night in a plane crash in the Bahamas.
That was probably like one of the worst days of my life.
All right. Well, that documentary is going to be on ABC. And you guys can check that out June 14th. It'll be available to stream on Hulu the next day. All right. Now back to Zion Williamson and Mariah Mills. I know that he is having a tough time right now because all of the drama around his gender reveal. He put on social media that he's having a baby with Akima. But now Mariah Mills is saying, and she's an adult film star, she's saying that she was in a relationship with him, and she's still posting, "You betrayed me. You was my daddy. I don't care what you do to me at this point. Sorry, I'm not into threesomes and weird-ish. You sex addict. Congrats on your new journey in fatherhood." And then she posted some screenshots. Then she said, "My boyfriend Zion Williamson is a lover boy. I know what comes with being a basketball player's girlfriend, extra women. But just remember, you'll never get more than me. I'm his favorite. I don't mind him giving you guys scraps. I'm going to always be on top, his favorite." And she goes on to talk about it, and she says that the woman's family is now threatening her. She said, "I started getting knotless braids because that's all you wanted me to wear, and waist beads. Now it all makes sense. I hate it here. I guess I'm going to be stepmommy. You not effing up me and Zion's plans, baby or not. It is what it is. Off this." And then she goes on to say, "I told you was going to be the next king next to LeBron. I motivated you. Your baby mom is the reason you gained weight. She toxic. I hate this for you. That honestly, Zion, you hurt me with this one. I couldn't sleep last night. I motivated you to get back in shape. I let you F me all kinds of ways and film me on your phone, and you impregnate a low budget porn star. DNA test or I'm done." I know. That's tough. Well, congratulations on the pregnancy, Zion Williamson. And, Mariah, I hope that you get the closure that you need. He has not commented on any of this. All right. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. That was your Yee Tea. And when we come back, Under the Radar, that was not an Under the Radar story. But what we do have is some stories that everybody's not talking about, but we need to be. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee on a Friday. And don't forget, Sheree Whitfield will be joining us later on today from Real Housewives of Atlanta. And now it's time for us to talk about some of these stories that are flying under the radar. One of them, we haven't heard from this guy in a minute. Twitter co-founder Evan Williams. All right, he has done his first interview since Elon Musk took over Twitter. And he said he initially thought the takeover idea was interesting and fun. He said, but I didn't expect it to actually happen. Now even though Evan Williams is no longer a Twitter shareholder, he said on the circuit with Emily Chang, he said, I don't think he's dialed it in quite right yet. I think he's brilliant, but no one's brilliant on everything. And he also went on to talk about how, they did not believe that Twitter, which was long criticized for not innovating fast enough or making enough money, was on an upward trajectory under its prior leadership. The company had invested heavily in safety, and there was reports of abusive content. But now, since Musk took over, Twitter has lost more than half of its advertising revenue as brands have stopped trusting the site to remove violent, pornographic, and hateful content. Twitter also shed more than 75% of its employees through layoffs and resignations. And people are also saying that it's definitely something that is more advertising for the far right. So, by the way, in other interesting news, since we're talking about Elon Musk, on Wednesday, very briefly, Elon Musk was the world's richest person again. He was number 2. And by the end of Wednesday, though, he did drop back to number 2, behind Bernard Arnault, who is the owner of LVMH, the CEO and chairman of LVMH, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. So that is all because Tesla shares were very high. It was a stunning surge in the price of Tesla stock this year that briefly lifted him to number 1 again. And then by the end of the day, back down to number 2. So that's just interesting. We're used to Elon Musk being the richest man in the world, but Twitter is not helping him. While Tesla might be doing well, SpaceX, not so much Twitter. All right. Now, this is a really sad story, but I thought it was important to discuss as bullying has been an ongoing issue, and paying attention to what's going on in schools and with kids and even with adults too. But police in Westchester County are investigating the apparent suicide of a bullied 10-year-old boy. His family says that local school officials are to blame because there were plenty of warning signs. Lucas, who was a student at the Hillcrest Elementary School in Peekskill, was so terrified of this bully that he begged his family to let him stay home for months before he took his own life. And the dad was yelling at school board members while holding up a photo of his son on his phone during a Tuesday night meeting with protesters. And, the father, Christian Aleska, said he'd asked for help from administrators and school social workers multiple times. He said they say they can't help me because they are too busy. And Peekskill police said they are now investigating. So very tragic event, but something to pay attention to. The family said he was an energetic youngster who used to enjoy going to school. He would wake up at 5:30 in the morning every day. And that changed when one student started to bully him and bullied him until he took his own life. So there's now a GoFundMe page that has been set up by the boy's family, raising money. And the page says bullying is responsible for the death of a 10-year-old child. Lucas was robbed of his future. He'll never get to graduate with his friends, make memories alongside his family, and have a life full of choices and adventure. So if anybody that is struggling with suicidal thoughts or experiencing a mental health crisis, if you live, you can definitely call the 24/7 National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-8255. Just an important thing that we have to make sure we always talk about, and that is your Under the Radar. It is a Friday. We do have the Way Up mix coming at the top of the hour, and like I said, Sheree Whitfield from Real Housewives of Atlanta will be joining us today. Interesting conversation, so make sure you don't go anywhere. Have some fun with us. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the rumors.
From industry shade to all the gossip, Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
It's Friday. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. And don't forget, Sheree Whitfield will be joining us shortly from Real Housewives of Atlanta. But now it's time for your Yee tea. Oprah Winfrey is suing a company that has been using her name to market weight loss gummies. Their online pills, it says Shop Oprah Winfrey CBD Gummies Amazon. Apparently, she has nothing to do with that, and she wants all profits that have been made from those gummies turned over to her, as they should be. And Blaze One is the name of the company that's using her name for these gummies, and they've been using her in the marketing line as well. She has no association with the company. She was not paid for the use of her name in the advertisement. Her attorneys are saying simply being associated with Miss Winfrey and or the Oprah brand has in many cases led to an exponential increase in a product sales. Now, Oprah is very protective of her name, her image, and her brand, and her attorney said her reputation depends in part on the quality of the products and services she recommends, which she does only after careful consideration and vetting through her companies. Plus, you're supposed to get paid, all right, for those things. So you can't just throw Oprah's name on a product and think that she should be okay with that. All right, now Wendy Williams' son, Kevin Jr., we discussed this earlier. He did his first ever interview with the Sun, and now it's being revealed why he is speaking out. He said that the judge threatened to arrest him and said he would be held in contempt if he didn't bring his mother, Wendy Williams, back to New York. He said he was threatened with arrest if he tried to bring her back to Florida after she was returned to New York. He said, I'm so scared that I haven't really been up there to see her since the courts. And he said when they hear him coming to visit, as far as her guardian that oversees her affairs, as well as her management, he said that they try to change things up, like they have to prepare for me. And he said he wished there was more that he could do to intervene to get his mother the care she needs and to help her prioritize her health over the work commitments that she's been engaged in over the past year. But legally, his hands have been tied because of this guardianship. He said if there was a way that I could help that wouldn't end up with me being arrested, I would be doing that. So the U.S. Sun did reach out to the judge and to the New York courts for comment. They responded, as this is a pending matter, it would not be appropriate to comment further. That has to be difficult to see your mother, your flesh and blood, dealing with what she's dealing with and not being able to bring her and take care of her and do what you want to do because you might go to jail for that. So I am hoping that Wendy does get better and get the help that she does seem to need. She is supposedly in rehab right now. All right, Takeoff's mother is suing the owners of the venue where he was fatally shot. Titania Davenport, who is his mom, has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the owners of 810 Billiards and Bowling Houston. According to Rolling Stone, she said the establishment should have provided proper security when that argument escalated into gunfire and when Takeoff, who was not even involved in that dispute, was fatally shot. She says the venue didn't utilize screening mechanisms or after-hours controls or security measures that could have discouraged the possibility of criminal activity. All right, and YFN Lucci, he's allegedly, and this is all allegations, been offered a plea deal for 17 years in prison. Now, according to these reports, the DA has offered him that deal, and they'll say he have to serve 17 years. That is for 1 count of voluntary manslaughter, 5 gang counts, 6 aggravated assault counts, 1 count of possession of a firearm during a felony, and additionally, they have also released their witness list for the YFN RICO. According to the state, they plan to call Little Baby as well as Young Thug and Gunna as witnesses. So we will see what happens with all of these situations. Now, Reginae is also speaking out, not about that, but she is YFN Lucci's ex-girlfriend. She's talking about how everything is not perfect for her and all the pressure that she's been having. She recently broke up with her boyfriend, Armand Warren, and she does regret that they publicly broke up and were going back and forth on social media. Here's what she had to say.
You guys see me grow up, and I want y'all to give me some grace and to understand that I am learning. I am only 24 years old, and child, I'm strong as hell, but like sometimes this world puts too much on the younger, like our generation and what's going on, and I feel like we put too much on ourselves.
She started talking about her relationship. She said that their love was deeper than what fans saw through social media updates. And she said while her and Armand are currently on different paths, their time spent together was one that she'll never forget. And she loved him, and she feels that he felt the same way as well. She also revealed that she is in therapy, which is a positive thing. And she's excited about it, and she compared it to having a diary. Okay, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we'll be discussing new music. You know, it's a Friday, so that means we got some new music to talk about, and a lot of these artists I just recently sat down with, so we have that for you. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Now I'm back at it.
You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. It's a Friday. I'm hanging in there, y'all. I think these wildfires have affected me because I've been coughing. I've been having like a runny nose. I had a little headache. I promise you I don't even get headaches. But I do want to say I'm really excited for this next guest because I definitely have been watching Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, there's a lot of rumors going on about the show. And so Sheree Whitfield will be joining us to discuss all of them. First of all, I saw that they tried to say that the ratings aren't doing well. So we're going to figure out what's happening with that. She did come back to the show. People had some things to say about She by Shereè. Did she give the women clothes and then ask for the clothes back? We'll discuss that. Also, her relationship with Kenya. It feels like the two of them are supposed to be really good friends, but sometimes they take digs at each other. And does that ever really hurt her feelings when it goes below the belt? And then, of course, we all know that she's been dating Martell. So are they still dating? Are they exclusive? There's been a lot of things going on in that relationship. Chateau Shereè. Finally, that house, which does look amazing when we see it on television, is built. So what was the drama behind getting that done? We always hear a lot of different rumors about Shereè, so she'll be here for the first time ever on Way Up with Angela Yee to address all of the things that have been being said. For everybody who's a fan of Real Housewives of Atlanta, make sure y'all listen up for when Sheree Whitfield joins us. And they already bought me in a bag, right? She by Shereè bag, which is really nice. I'm going to post it for y'all. But it also has some She by Shereè clothes inside. So I'm going to open that up so you guys can see what some of these clothes are looking like. People were complaining about the cost of the clothes and so on and so forth. I do have to say I think that's unfair, right? Because a lot of times we pay money for things from other designers, and she is a black woman whose brand we can support. I will say my producer, Dan, was in here earlier about to buy a sweater. How much was that sweater you were looking at, Dan? Keep it real.
It was like over $400. But this wasn't from She by Shereè.
$400.
That's not from
I know that. I know it wasn't a She by Shereè sweater, but
I didn't get it.
Okay, but what I'm saying is we spend a lot of money on things if we really like it, if the quality is good. Sometimes it's for the name. And people were mad that some of her stuff is like over $200. I don't feel like that's
crazy. For a good quality hoodie nowadays, that's kind of
it's kind of typical. And I think sometimes we're used to going online and buying clothes. Like you can buy something. Yes, you can buy a sweater for $20. But you can also choose to buy one for $200-something. So we got to support that. But I know sometimes it's just funny to go in on people. So I also see a lot of the comments y'all are making when we posted the tune-in video. And I do want to say Shereè looked really good while she was here in person. I know you guys are always wanting to have some funny things to say on social media. So we see those comments, but we're going to address all of that. All right. So get ready. Real Housewives of Atlanta, She by Shereè is coming up when we come back. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. And again, if you can't get through, if you want to leave a comment, you can always call us 800-292-5150. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from thejasminebrand.com is here. Mm-hmm. And Sheree Whitfield is up here.
Hey.
And by the way, she came with some gifts. First of all, y'all got to watch this, but we got a beautiful duffel bag. It's vegan leather.
Yes, it's vegan leather.
And I got some She by Shereè.
She by Shereè.
She by Shereè. Listen, this is the infamous bag that they talked about.
I like that bag.
Actual bag. So I had a sample during a reunion. Uh-huh. So they took out everything, and they were not supposed to take my actual bag out. Mm-hmm. So when you talk about confiscating, that's the only thing I wanted back because that was my actual personal bag.
Okay.
All right, to be clear, Drew said that you gave them She by Shereè, but then you took it back. After.
Yeah, and then she took back her words in that last scene, if you saw it.
Okay.
She said, I didn't say everything. She was talking about the bag.
Because you took the bag back, but you...
Yeah, because the people, the production, when they put it out, they were not supposed to put my actual bag out because it was actually things in there. So they took my stuff out, put it out there, and then, of course, all the girls wanted the bag. But Angela Yee has it now.
Is Angela's bag, is that on the website or no?
Yes, on the website.
It is, okay.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, let's talk about that because, first of all, Shereè, I love the fact that you have so many different ventures, but people seem to doubt you all the time.
They do.
All right, so She by Shereè, the line comes out, and then the website crashes because of the demand.
Yep.
How did that make you feel, and how did you rectify that?
In a moment, I was like, okay, this is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. People think it's a bad thing. It's a good thing because it means that people love you. They want to support you. They want to purchase your product, or they want to be nosy and just check out what you have.
Right.
But on the other hand, I feel like I lost a lot of money during that. You know, once we were on the site, it took almost a week for us to get it moved to another site.
Do you know how many people it was that went on at once? Okay.
It kept crashing. I couldn't even get in from the back end.
Oh, wow.
That's good, though. And people really like the clothes.
Yeah,
but then another issue people had was the pricing. I honestly don't have a problem paying for things that I know are going to last, that are good quality. Right? Because I didn't think it was ridiculous.
How much is that bag?
So the bag...
Okay, well, let's not get example. What about the hoodie? Okay.
So the hoodie is, I think, is it 200 or
like 230 or something?
230. But listen, it's organic. So I don't have cheap products. I use good material.
Right.
And the thing is, we all, we got this hair. Were you complaining about the cost of the hair, which
bundles are expensive?
They're expensive. They may cost $10,
right.
but they're overcharging. But the price is the price.
We are talking to Real Housewives of Atlanta, Sheree Whitfield. All right, now Chateau Shereè. Let's talk about that for a second.
Okay.
That looks, by the way, beautiful. I watched the video of the tour of the house, and we've been seeing the house. But that was something that took a really long time. So I want you to just kind of walk through, because I'm having some issues rehabbing a house right now. It's taking years, right?
How long is it taking you?
So I've had the house for 3 years now, and it's still nowhere near done.
Has it been 3 years?
Yes. I've been having so many issues, but people don't understand that. So I just want you to walk through like the timeline of Chateau Shereè and where we are.
I think it took Chateau Shereè from demoing the lot to clearing the lot. I think it took 4 years, but people don't realize as much work that goes in. And then you have contractors who sometimes they want to come to work, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they do the job wrong. You have to get somebody else. And then they're like, oh, well, I have to fix his problem, so I have to start over. It's a bunch of bull, especially when you're a woman. I feel like they take advantage of you.
Yes, they think you don't know any better.
Yeah.
And you get so reliant on things. So how much did it end up costing you all together?
A lot of money, girl.
It's way more than you anticipated, I'm sure.
Absolutely, because I had to do many things in the house, most things in the house, at least 2 or 3 times. I mean, at least 2 times.
Yeah. Sure. But how does it feel when people are like coming at you like, oh, this is never going to get done. Her house is getting foreclosed on. She's got all these money issues. And you have to read all these things and see people talking crazy, even your own castmates sometimes.
Those are the worst. They're the worst. I think they're the ones starting the rumors.
But you take it in stride.
I don't really focus on the negative things that come up or that people say. I learned that very early on from being on the show. But I have heard, of course, people come to me and say, hey, we heard this or we heard that. My house was never in foreclosure.
Okay.
You have to have a mortgage for that. My house was never in foreclosure.
I got a mortgage.
And just, all the money problems, it just baffles me. It makes me laugh because, to be honest with you, I am very good with saving money.
Have you ever had money problems since you've been on the show?
No.
Okay.
I mean, would I like more money?
Yeah.
But when you say money problems, what do you mean?
Like file for bankruptcy or? Okay.
No.
How do you determine what rumors you're going to address or what you're going to respond to? How do you determine that? It depending on your mood?
I guess. I really don't respond to a lot.
I feel you on that. How do you feel being back on the show? Because I'm sure for the period of time that you were gone, it was probably some more peace.
When I tell you it's like a weight lifted off of your shoulders, at first, I'm like, okay, wait a minute. The money was good. But when you realize the peace that you get and the peace of mind, it's like a weight lifted off your shoulders not being on. I think that break is needed for all of
everybody.
Us. Right. Just a little mental health recheck. Yeah. And then when you come back, you know what you have to deal with. It gives you time to reset and then be like, okay, when I come back, I know this is going to happen. Yep. This is going to happen.
I'm not going to let this affect me. They can say this, and then you learn to choose your battles.
Right.
What's more nerve-wracking, filming or watching the episodes?
Probably watching the episodes.
Okay. And why is that?
Good editors.
There you go. You never know how the editing is going to go.
And so when like say you film a scene and then later you think like, ooh, this is going to be, they're going to edit the hell out of this, or are you just like whatever?
You don't think like that because you just don't watch it. And the editors have gotten so savvy.
They are. They're good.
I mean, they're like the 7th or 8th housewife.
Yeah, they are.
They are good.
So let's clear some things up because I saw you had to let people know you were not kicking on Kenya's door.
No, I was not.
But then people were like, I did see a little kick.
What you saw was me mimicking Marlo in a joking way. That's right. I'm literally turned to the side. The doors over here. You got to pay attention. I know Tony probably don't want me to say this, but it was a good old sound effect.
Tony is a producer.
Hey, Tony.
She's at Bravo. Tony's at Bravo. All right.
But yeah, no, I did not kick the door. I did knock on the door very nicely, but yeah, no.
It's Way Up with Angela Yee. Sheree Whitfield is here from Real Housewives of Atlanta, and when we come back, we'll be talking more with Sheree, and we got to discuss this Martell situation. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Hey. Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the Mac. Way Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and we are talking to Sheree Whitfield from Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, your storyline has been amazing with Martell, and they definitely was coming for you when you brought Martell around, and the fact that you were dating him. So, how did he woo you? Like, how did he even get to the point where you're like, I feel comfortable enough to post us together and to even bring him on the show and to go on, Love and Marriage?
So with Martell, it's like so easy. First of all, he's a Capricorn. I'm a Capricorn.
Me too.
You are?
Yeah, you are. She is Capricorn.
He's a couple days. He's like 2 days after me.
When's your birthday?
And I'm January 2nd.
I'm the 3rd.
You're the 3rd. He's the 4th. So we had so much when we started talking. Of course, watching his show, and I watched the show because I'm, good friends with Carlos.
Right.
But I never looked at Martell because I was like, oh, he's a, So even when somebody brought to me, they was like, listen, I got somebody I want you, want to meet you, da-da-da. I was like, They was like, no, you need to meet him. And I'm the type of person, I don't like to judge a book by its cover. Okay. I don't go by what somebody else's, their opinion of that person. So I did take time. We talked and we had so much in common.
Wow.
And we laugh and we have a good time when we're together. Mm-hmm. So that's how.
So you were apprehensive though at first.
Yeah, absolutely. From watching the show.
Yeah, from watching the show.
Yeah. Because people, even they judge me from watching the show. They're like, and they meet me in person. They're like, oh my gosh, you're so nice. I'm like, shh, don't tell nobody because I have an image to uplift on the show now.
His drama was different than your drama though. Because I think, just even relationship wise, and I saw that, and you and Kenya are friends.
Yes.
But she said you could do a show, like a spinoff about how to date the dumbest guys or whatever.
And she would definitely be my co-host. Because we've seen them dummies that she's dating,
y'all
right?
both have made some mistakes.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Right. So, all right. So you feel like she can't really have the space to say that about you because of what she's been through too.
Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys do take digs at each other, but y'all are really cool in real life, right?
Yeah. I really like Kenya. Our drama previously was just surface. Your house versus my house, and we see who house won. So that's over. That's over. We've moved past that. She's had a baby, and I really feel like that humanized her for real.
We are talking to Real Housewives of Atlanta, Sheree Whitfield.
Since you and Kenya are so close, do you ever see her say things about you on the show that sting, or you don't care about?
Yes.
Okay. Like what? Give me an example.
So in my interviews, if I'm cool with somebody, because if you guys are friends and you're on the show, you're not gonna go.
Right.
You're not going stingy. You make me fun, cute little shade. But I felt like she said some things, and I'm like, okay, it's on.
I mean, even the way she...
I love you after, but right now it's on.
Even when Martell first, when you brought him, and she was basically like he was in her DMs, and then they kind of were all going in on him and attacking him and saying that he was a cheater. You think that was being protective of you, or you think that was...
No, because I have, Kenya would always text me. So first of all, after the reunion, you saw the reunion, everybody was super happy.
Right.
She would text me, hey, how's Martell? How are you guys doing? Not once did she ever say, I got this DM from him 2 years ago. In the scene, I don't know if they showed, you guys saw this part. She said it was almost 6 months ago.
Okay. Yeah.
The DM was 2 years ago. And the DM was a very friendly DM. Thank you for your kind words, because apparently she was on the show with Carlos King, and they were talking about his show, and she was saying how proud she was as a dad, and she was a good dad, and da-da-da. And so he said, thank you for your kind words when you're on with Carlos King. Now, that's not a flirty text. I mean, a DM.
Yeah, that's kind.
But she tried to make it seem like it was, he was in my DMs.
Okay, well, yeah, he was, but it wasn't in that context.
Yeah, it wasn't in that context.
Yeah, it was just, okay, that's nice.
And even if it was flirty, he didn't know you yet.
Yeah,
so
it didn't matter.
Like,
why bring it up?
I get what you're
saying. You
had
all this time to bring it up, but you never said anything.
So things like that bother you?
Yeah, because like you're saying, if she really has my back,
right,
and she felt like off camera, you could have said, girl, this happened. He was in my DMs. He said this. Da-da-da.
That's actually a nice thing for somebody to DM you. It's not.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest. He does seem flirty, so I would have thought he was trying to. I would have thought he was trying to.
You would.
Yeah, I would.
With that DM?
Yes, because I this is my perspective from him watching him on his show. He seems flirty. So sometimes guys just say little nice things to open the door.
Okay, that was her perspective.
Okay.
Now, if I took that, I got 1 million DMs.
They probably be trying to holler.
Yeah.
They're not that presumptuous to think that everybody wants to talk to me.
But I mean, come on, like, yeah, like, I think that's what guys do. They kind of try to see, like, okay, she gonna respond.
It's just hard to tell.
You can't, but it is hard to tell.
Yeah, you don't know.
But sometimes that's what they do to try to get your attention.
Really?
I'm not saying he was doing that, but I would have thought
because if she talked about him and he just said thank you, it's not like it's out of nowhere.
Right.
Right. It is him responding to something like "thank you," because sometimes you hear a lot of bad things about yourself.
Yeah,
somebody
he does
says something
too.
nice, then you're like, "Thank you."
Especially when you're on a new show and someone not really above, but on a different show, a higher level show, or anybody says anything kind about you, like, oh my gosh, they know who the I am.
Right. I appreciate
Thank you.
that.
I appreciate that. And that's how I took it.
All right, now let's get to the nitty gritty.
And wait. And then she said he deleted it. Deleted the
Did he
text.
delete it?
He did not delete it. She deleted it because she knew it was not flirtatious.
Oh, okay. So you saw
he
it.
ended up, yeah, they showed on the show.
Okay.
So yeah, he ended up pulling it up. Yep.
All right. Well, we are talking to Sheree Whitfield from Real Housewives of Atlanta. And when we come back, let's see who she really does and doesn't like too much on the show. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Back and I'm back at it.
You vibing Way Up with Angela Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee. Now, normally we would do Ask Yee here, but we have a special guest with us from Real Housewives of Atlanta from season 1, Sheree Whitfield. And you know, she is back on the show and we got a lot of questions. All right. Now, we've heard talks about the ratings too. So I don't know how true or false this is, but they're saying the ratings are low. All right. So are the ratings low? And then what's the plan?
So from what I've heard, the network is ecstatic. We all know that people are not watching TV how they used to watch.
And not the
People
same
are-
day either.
Not the same day.
Yeah.
So we know the ratings go, you have to watch it within 3 days, but everyone is streaming these days.
Okay.
So they're watching it and the streaming numbers are up.
And Angela and I were talking about it, but I was saying I feel like the bar is so high for Atlanta.
Yeah.
So it's like we all
For that
judge
franchise,
you.
yeah.
Like we really judge Atlanta really hard as opposed to any of the other
Yeah,
cities.
why do you guys
So
do that?
We like the show the best.
Yeah. I think that
Aw.
show out of all the franchises, I like that one. I like Potomac.
Yeah. So and I think Potomac gets that, and it's not because it's black. It's because I like that show the best, and the fan. You have diehard fans, so they really love you, but they really hate you. They just we're really invested too.
Yeah.
So I mean, it just comes with territory.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I like that. We do have some diehard fans. And
Yeah.
I love that you guys love the show.
So things are good, right? With Martell.
Things are good with Martell. I'm dating. I am.
So that's not your man.
No.
We don't know.
No.
We don't know what the situation
No.
is because sometimes I feel like that's my man.
But, no, I
And
never
then
said my man
sometimes-
when.
I don't know. I mean,
We felt like it was your man.
No, I've always said I was dating. I always said we were friends, and we're still friends, and we're still, we hang out, and I enjoy my time when I'm with Martell.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I just got out of something last season. He just got out of a divorce, a couple years ago.
Right.
Okay.
I am slow walking this.
Are
I'm
you
looking for Mr. Right.
Are you dating someone else as much as you're dating?
Are you dating
Martell?
anyone else?
Yeah.
Period.
Yes, I'm enjoying life.
Is that a yes?
I'm enjoying life. Yes.
Yes.
So you are dating
but that
other
does not
people.
mean I'm having sex with.
We didn't say that.
Okay,
We just
yes.
said, are
Well,
you-
and first of all, this is
Yes,
your
I
vagina.
am.
If you would
Yeah.
like to, you can.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
but
That's
I wasn't really thinking about the sex part. I was thinking about are you
Yeah.
dating?
Absolutely.
having them little
Dating and open to
conversations.
continue to date.
Yes.
Hey, y'all.
How does a guy approach you anyway? Like if somebody wants to take Shereè out for a date,
I mean, I've seen guys out,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of times they're scared to say something to me.
I would think.
You're probably intimidated.
Feel like
So-
she's dating someone.
Oh no, she's open.
She's open.
She's dating.
Yeah. What
She's
kind of men are
living
you?
life.
What kind of men are you interested in?
Successful men. Someone who definitely God fearing, family oriented. I'm all about my family.
We are talking to Real Housewives of Atlanta, Sheree Whitfield. What are you attracted to physically?
I don't know. It's changing. I like nice looking. It could be. I'm open to different ethnicities.
Ooh, you would date a white guy?
I've never dated a white guy. but
Wow.
Oh, you should.
I may
I
be
think you
open
should
to
try
it.
I think you should try it. Why not?
Jasmine, you never dated a white guy.
I'm not on reality TV. So, what age range are you
Only
open
if you're
to?
on reality TV, you should do it.
So typically, I get a lot of younger guys.
I'm
I
not
can see
surprised.
that, yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
Yeah, I think guys are older. They may be a little too set in their ways. So I would say a little
And you
younger.
having fun.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Now, what do you think about Manetta and some of the new women on the show?
Oh my gosh, I love Courtney.
Mm-hmm.
I
She's
think-
spicy.
Yeah, she's spicy, but she's also a fun girl.
What about
She's
Manetta?
professional.
What about
Yeah,
Manetta?
what about Manetta?
Okay. Are you getting? You're not getting along with Candy this season either, right?
Kitty and I had a little bump in the road.
Because she spoofed you, which was funny.
It was funny.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, when you're talking about, she spoofed me, but she also kept going on her show talking about my business.
Okay.
Right.
So we're all black women and we're trying to make it and we're trying to support our families.
Right.
So I've supported Candy's businesses.
Okay.
You know, when I was on the show and off the show, I would take, you know, people to restaurants. I go to her place, and I pay my own way, and I pay whoever else that was with me.
That's how you support your friends.
That's how you support your friends. But when you're continuously coming on your platform and you're talking negatively about my brand, it took a while. It took a while to come out. But you're talking negatively about my brand, and I never said anything about your brand. That can hurt my brand.
Okay.
So since you started
real
it,
life.
let me finish it.
Yeah, that's real life business.
Yeah, that's real life
to have
business.
somebody kind of bashing what you have going on.
Yeah, and we're supposed to be women who support, you say you support women empowerment, black businesses, but you're trying to tear mine down.
Gotcha.
Well, I appreciate you, Shereè. Thank you so much for coming by, and we're going to keep on making sure that we follow what you have going on. And if we need to call you,
Yes. Get you on the line.
if we need to get you on the line and something crazy happens, we're going to need to do that.
Okay, I'm here.
All right. Well, thank you to Sheree Whitfield again for joining us. When we come back, it's time for you guys to have your say. We have a last word. It's Way Up with Angela Yee, 800-292-5150.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, it's a Friday. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. You know, I love Fridays. Fridays is my favorite day of the week. Some people might say Saturday, but I think anticipation is great. Now, Jasmine Brand would go so far as to say Thursday's her favorite day as she gets ready for Friday, but that's too much anticipation. I need a Friday. All right. Well, all of you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We had a good time. Of course, you know, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we do Tell Us a Secret. And Fridays, y'all be super lit. So there were a lot of secrets today, and I know we're going to hear some of those on the last word. Also, thank you to Sheree Whitfield. I got my She by Shereè gift bag, and we're going to post those contents so you guys can see my sweatsuit, my trucker hat, my coffee cup, along with my vegan leather She by Shereè bag. Yeah, Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm still watching that show. I believe we have some more cast members that are going to be coming on soon. Honestly, y'all, because I feel like I'm working so much, watching shows like that, Brother Husband, watching Love After Lockup, watching 90 Day Fiance, all of those shows I really thoroughly enjoy at certain times and points. So we'll be talking about all of those things, definitely. This is Way Up with Angela Yee. You guys have an amazing, great weekend. Be safe in whatever it is that you do. You know, these wildfires from Canada have been definitely still affecting the air. I know I've been affected by it. I've been having like a cough. I've been having a runny nose. Yeah, I've been having headaches. The headaches are gone. It looks like it's a little better outside, but again, people are back outside with their masks on. And all we ask you to do is just keep it safe. Keep it safe. All right. And as usual, you guys have the last word. And you can use this number even over the weekend if you want to junk dial us, if you want to call us and get something out there that maybe you want to share a secret as it's happening. 800-292-5150 is the number. That line is always open for you. And just to prove it, here's your last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yes, my name is Hot Mama, and I'm calling from Suffolk, Virginia. Just want to shine the light on the whole entire class of 2023, letting my babies know that I am extremely proud of each and every one of them.
I was with my ex-boyfriend's best friend, and we've still been sleeping together after 2 years. He found out.
Hi, I was hoping to get on the last word of the day. Mainly, it's just to love your people. This is Desiree from Alabama, by the way. Love your people. My mother just passed away, and it's very difficult, but her favorite thing was to be able to give someone their flowers while they're here. So at the end of the day, basically just love your people. Forgive and let go. Understand that everyone has had trauma in their life, so just love your people.
I got a secret I want to tell. I got 2 side and a main. I ain't gonna tell their ages or nothing. Bye, Angela.
Hey, I just want to shine the light on my boy, DJ Express. I want to shine the light on him because I literally seen him come from nothing. He lost his mom at his young age, and now he's working at iHeartRadio, and his dream goal is to DJ for one of your shows. I feel like you should give him a shot, and I would love to see him grow with you guys.
Going way up with Angela Yee.